Going live.
Should be live.
Should be live now. Live now. Sinister Beverly. Here we go. Are we live?
Yep.
Yeah, we're live.
Cool.
Hey, what's up, everybody in chat? Let me tweet this out.
Yeah, tweet it out. I'll retweet it. Guys in chat too, please watch our mouths. I know. See if our audio is a little bit off. Please.
Watch my mouth.
Watch my mouth. Just because for whatever reason last week I think we were a little bit off, and I literally didn't change anything. So I don't know if there's just something else going on, but hopefully it looks a little bit better. If it's a little bit off, just a little bit, I can tweak it.
Was it your bit rate? Because I know I have some issues when I stream over.
I mean, and dude, it's just streaming. It's like just a constant streaming.
Hey, what's up, King Lethal? You got King Lethal, Fuzz Zero. Who else is here? Cade 6.
Did you tweet it, John?
What's going on, folks?
He says it is. Yeah. It is what, Dragon? We're on or we're off or what are we?
There we
Looking good. All right.
Okay, sweet. Hello. I'm going to do this slow. Hello. My name is Mesa Sean.
Thanks, man.
There we go. Yeah, Derek, last week, it was out of sync for some reason, man. Let's see. Audio's good so far. Thanks, Heather. What's up, Dragon? What's up, Slappy? Home Slice. What's up, Home Slice?
Home Slice.
Just a bit. Let's see what else you got here.
Join us.
King Lethal, Gator Mag. What's up, dude? DSM Grace.
What's up?
Hey, Branson. Good evening.
Are we ready?
What's up, everybody? Yeah, we got a good show for you guys.
Sean, before we get going, how's your pony game going? Is it going all right?
Red Dead?
Yeah.
You know what? I got hooked back into Destiny again, man.
You did. All right.
I don't know. You know, it's sometimes the clunkiness of Red Dead. It's a great game, but it's not a first-person shooter.
You know what I've been doing, Sean? I'll go on and do one mission and then go play Black Ops, or go play a mission and then go do a Gambit match, or just something. I can't, for some reason I can't sit in that world too long because I just find myself getting bored with it.
That's how Division was for us too, Mark. You know, when we were all crazy on Division, that's how we were with Division 2. You know.
But there's just, believe me, there's something different. The games are very different between that, at least. But,
it's a little slow. I don't know. I'll say it at the start of the show. I'm just so addicted to solo Gambit now.
Yeah.
Because to me, the win when you're solo is so I was getting bagged like crazy last night by people, and we pull off the win, and I think that's why they were bagging me. You know what I mean? So man, I've been digging Gambit a lot lately.
All right, let's do this here. Right. So, guys, what's up, everybody? Thank you here for tuning in. We appreciate it here as always. We got a good one in store. When you look at the TWAB, not a ton to talk about, but there are some things. Bungie tweeted something interesting this afternoon. We got some GuardianCon news.
We got plenty.
Some stuff to talk about. So, you guys ready?
Tons of stuff. Yeah, ready to do.
Here we go. Episode 274. Welcome everyone to Guardian Radio, the first and longest running Destiny podcast on the net. You are tuned into episode 274. My name is Mark Turcotte, and joining me this week, as always, from inside the Dub Den, watching the Titans game on Monday Night Football, K-Dub. Pay attention, K-Dub. K-Dub, what's up, dude?
I do not have any football up right now. I can see that it's 14-7, though.
I saw one person did email us or tweeted us or something thank you for calling Kate about at the end of the show, because it's obvious sometimes that he is not paying attention to what's happening on the podcast.
Hey, look, I am a gamer all my life, but I am a huge football fan. I'm in many fantasy football leagues with serious dollars on the line. I watch them, so just so you know. But no, it's been a really cool week, and everybody in my family has been sick, so it's been fun. Basically, being at home, taking care of ill people. Luckily for me, I did not get into that crap, so yay!
Nice
for the win.
Let's see, and finally, from the heart of Queens, our king of Queens, Mesa Sean. Sean, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? I think the worm finally has turned for me. I got an exotic drop this weekend that was forsaken.
Congrats.
But it wasn't an armor piece. I still have not one piece of exotic armor.
What?
It was the Black Talon exotic sword. I got my malfeasance. And you know what I think, since update 2.0.5 hit, I think I figured out the reason why I'm not getting any new exotics. It's because I'm not doing the challenges. I'm so addicted to Gambit, and I've been working on...
that could be, man, yeah.
I'm so addicted to Gambit because I love playing it solo. Well, I love playing it with friends, but now getting the win solo to me is more fun. And then also, I finally got the Malfeasance quest, and I just finished it last night. And I got go look at my Twitter feed at Mesa Sean. I got my invasion where I team wiped them with No sleeper simulant, pure luck.
I saw that, yeah.
I spawned in. The guy just put up a Titan shield. I shot him in the back, jumped up to his friend, shotgunned him. His other friend was one shot, shot him. And then his last friend, I shot him right before the timer went out. And stupid me thought you had to get that 3 times because it says on it, either invade and get a team wipe or have a teammate get 3 kills each time. So I was like, great. I got to do that 3 more times. I was like, oh, wait, I got it done. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is the only way you got that done was as a Titan.
No, I was on my Hunter.
Oh, you said you put your Titan shield on. You said you put your Titan.
No, I shot a Titan in the back.
What? Come on. Take it away. Take the gun away.
I only play Gambit as a Hunter. Night Stalker Hunter with Orpheus Rig. Chain supers, know your role, kill it. If you see everyone's hoarding motes, just kill and
know your role.
Like we talked a million times, man. Know your role. Love Gambit, man.
That's great. But what's up, everybody here? Thank you, as always, here for joining us here for another episode of Guardian Radio. It is episode 274. We got lots to talk about this week, as always. But quick housekeeping. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Guardians of D. Check out our website, theguardiansofdestiny.com. You can always email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com. Thank you, everybody who emailed us this week. We did get a lot of emails, so thank you guys so much for sending those in. We appreciate it. And, of course, we'll be sending some of those or reading some of those here on the air a little bit later on in the show. And a big what's up to everybody over on YouTube, youtube.com/Mesa Sean. We do the show live every Monday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, or somewhere between 9:30 and 10, depending. But usually 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And if you want to catch the video after the fact, you can catch it, of course, at youtube.com/Mesa Sean. All right, guys, let's get into it here. We got lots to talk about in our news segment that we call Dispatches from the Traveler. All right, well, we had the TWAB come out this week. However, this is the last week of Festival of the Lost. So before we dive into kind of the things that happened this week, I just want to talk about just the festival in general. What do you guys think? Just kind of overall of like, we had a 3-week Festival of the Lost. We've had this before in Destiny, and was it always 3 weeks or was it 2 weeks before? For some reason, I want to think in my head it was 2 weeks.
I think it was shorter the last times that we've had it. I think
seems like it was, right? And so we've had the masks before. Remember, you had to go out and get the candy, the little bag of candy to bring back and get your engrams and that. I think it was pretty good this go around. I think they kind of nailed what you would want out of an event with by introducing the Haunted Forest.
I definitely think it was a success. I still have to do 3 more runs to get my Fractured Soul so I can get my horror story.
Oh, man.
So I'll do that tomorrow. No big deal. But just because I've been so busy this week. But it was absolutely a success. And the funny thing is, not once since it started have I heard Festival of the Cost.
Oh,
not once.
Yep.
So I think it was absolutely a really good success. And it was a really cool, everything that happened in the whole thing was great. The only thing I will say is it was easier to get the masks before. And now because of the grinding for the horror story, you're saving up all of those Fractured Souls for the horror story. If you really were grinding and got through, then you could, buy all those other masks and stuff. I didn't buy any other masks. I'm just literally only going to get horror story and be out. But other than that, I thought it was a great success. It was great.
Well, what I was going to say is I think people that are consistently playing every single day, because you have those 5 bounties from Amanda, you could get the mask. Like the mask, I mean, I get what you're saying that it was easier before, but I think it just by having bounties back in Destiny 2 in general, which of course we had those in Destiny 1, but having those there, giving you something to do every day, you were able to still get those souls. Plus then the Haunted Forest was always there to get a few runs in. If you had most of my, I don't even think I ran through the Haunted Forest once with someone that's on my friends list. I think every single time I did it with randoms, and I think the furthest I made it actually was 9, because I met up with some good guys that we just were able to tear through it. Like I had a lot of success. There's only a few times where we could only make it 3 because for whatever reason there was real low-level guys in there, and I was the one carrying them, which you never want me carrying you through anything.
I know. I had
when I'm the one carrying, we got problems.
I had one where I had 120 kills, and the other 2 randos had like 30 and 30 something.
I saw that. I saw you tweet that.
I think this is not good. No wonder we only got through 6.
That's great.
I thought it was definitely unique to have a shooting experience, right? Because like you said last time, it was just collect candy from this person or that person. So it wasn't Festival of the Cost. You had masks you can get. I think this was a really good activity for folks who are struggling in the power department, that you could do it on 3 characters and give yourself a 600 power weapon.
Yes.
I mean, granted, well, no, you could just transfer it around once you get it, of course. But having a unique, taking an activity or playable space and making it different, I thought was really, really cool. I have to admit, I guess I try to speak from an average player, but then also the hardcore. I just did the Haunted Forest up until I got my horror story, and then I was done with it. You know what I mean? Then I was back to playing Gambit.
But Sean, I think that's kind of the point, right? I mean, I don't see anybody out there saying like, "Oh my God, don't take away the Haunted Forest." Although there are some people saying maybe keep it in there as just another activity of something to do. But I don't think there's people that are going to be raging when the Haunted Forest goes away. But for what it was, I think it was great. I think though they need to, moving forward, every time we have an event like this, there needs to be a 600 something to chase, because that is. I mean, we've already talked about that on the show. On the stick. But that is just huge. It's a great way for people to catch up. Like just such an awesome way.
And then
to get people involved.
The double engrams thing was awesome because look, I've been complaining I cannot get the Dreaming City Ghost Shell, because I want one that detects my star map shell for some reason won't detect the caches over on the Dreaming City, but just the planetary materials. But because we were getting double engrams, I finally got a ghost shell from a Festival of the Lost engram. I forget what the ephemeral, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Gave me a ghost shell that gave me both the perks in it for the Dreaming City. So now I don't even care about the Dreaming City ghost shell. You know what I mean? So getting those double engrams, getting the guitar emote, getting all that cosmetic stuff by just playing the game, it was the complete opposite of Festival of the Lost, I think. Yeah. It was fun.
Let's see. We also had here this week the Master Ives Murder Mystery Quest kicked off, and we talked all last week, and a lot of this was data mined about how this is going for the Thunderlord. What do you guys think of this first step? Because essentially what it did was it gave you where you had to go out and find these 10. You were supposed to go out and find 10 of these journal entries to drop, which you could get on the EDZ, or I even had some drop in the Haunted Forest. Or you could just as easily go to the tower and buy yourself 10 legendary engrams.
Well, not just as easily though, because if you did the engram way with a vendor, you're spending 260 freaking shards.
Oh, it's a lot. Oh yeah, man.
It's ridiculous. Whereas you could literally go down to the EDZ and spend 7-8 minutes.
Yeah, and just doing
just doing public events in the EDZ.
Public event.
Yeah, and you could literally do this in less than 10 minutes, and you're good. It's ridiculous to go spend 260 shards. So I literally went down, spent less than 10 minutes in the EDZ, and had mine done. Yeah. So I think the only issue is, and I'll send it to you, Shawnee. But the only issue is, obviously, we're going to talk about this, is the time gating thing. But go ahead, Shawnee.
I'm thinking this is just the first step. You know what I mean?
It is.
Because if they're saying, and we're going to get into the TWA, but they said this is going to be a 3-week thing, right? I'm hoping they go full-blown Whisper of the Worm type thing, right? Where the audio files that were leaked from Amanda Holliday that the data miners found mention the Cosmodrome, and we have to go back to the Cosmodrome. That brings us back to the initial first trailer for Destiny 1, where the guy picks up the Thunderlord. So I hope they go full-blown Whisper of the Worm type thing, like some sort of new playable space that's going to be difficult, challenging. I think it's a perfect time frame because Black Armory is going to hopefully come in December, which we are getting heavy or light machine guns, however you like to call them, machine guns back, and this will be our first machine gun going back into it. So we'll see how this pans out. Tomorrow I have my weekly reset video, and then I'll go see Amanda and see if I need to make a video right after, whether there's a second step that requires something that's more intricate. Hopefully we'll have something. I hope we don't, because I'm leaving for Miami the next day. But hopefully that step comes the week after when I come back from Miami.
I don't think we're going to get a new playable space, since we know we're going to the Cosmodrome for that last final bit. I think it's going to be an old playable space. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, it almost seems to be falling in line with how what was the weapon we got from Warmind? Remember, and over 5 weeks, you basically you complete like one step each week. And in the end, you got the
Polaris Lance.
The Polaris Lance. So, I mean, this is kind of following that same path where it's like, hey, here, do this. You're not really going anywhere special. You're not doing anything crazy. You're just going out and getting these new materials. Now, KW, you mentioned the time gating. We don't have an email on that, do we?
No.
I don't. Well, I mean, in the rundown. So, I mean, let's talk about that now because I think that's something that's been somewhat of an issue.
I might have put something. We did get an email about the time gating.
We did, but yeah, I don't think it's in there. So, like,
I don't know if I put it in there.
That was something I saw on Reddit. I know we got an email on it. I saw people talking about it on Twitter.
Right.
What do you guys think of them time gating things like this?
But you just brought up something really cool because think about it. The Polaris, I didn't even think about this. The Polaris Lance quest was time gated over time.
Yep.
But you were getting different versions. You were getting the legendary versions.
Yep.
Then you got the Masterwork version. Then you got the exotic. What if over the next 3 weeks we start building up for Banshee or through Amanda, we start building up a heavy machine gun and that eventually turns into the Thunderlord.
The Thunderlord, yeah.
That I didn't even
We've done it, Sean. We've done this. We're literally doing the same thing, essentially. I mean, except this step is a little bit easier. I mean, at least the Polaris Lance, you had like 2 or 3 things you needed to do. It was like, get 25 of this and go get 10 headshots and do this and that, and then that'd be that 1 week. A lot of people just don't like the time gating. They want to be able to just fly through it. But
well, it depends though. So time gating stuff as a whole isn't necessarily terrible. The timing of the time gating sometimes sucks. So in this instance, we had, Festival of Lost is ending. I think this would have been better if it had started the first week of Festival of the Lost, and then second week, and then third week, and the last week of Festival of the Lost, when it's kind of a light time and stuff. We didn't really have that much to do this week. It would have been nice if this was the final week to go do that and finish that quest off, and it would have been associated with the 3 weeks of the Festival of the Lost. I think it would have been better if they had time gated that way instead of now festival ends, now we got 2 more weeks. And so time gating as a whole isn't awful. I understand people, they like, I want to grind, I want it now. Okay, I get it, but it just depends on the timing. I think if it would have been like, this is a Festival of the Lost thing and we start at week 1 and you get it week 3, I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's multiple ways to do it. I mean, I don't have any exotic armor pieces, and I've got maybe 4 exotic weapons. So, you know what? I like quests and even the time gated ones, because I'm guaranteed I will get something.
Exactly.
Right now, I'm not getting anything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
I mean, it's a good thing they're stretching it out for a week. I mean, you look at things like Whisper of the Worm, where not only are you gated by the weeks you can run it or whatever, but you're gated by the public event even, you have to sit there. So there was all these different hurdles where this is just saying, hey, you need to do this time. Here's the first step. But, talking about them, if they released this quest during the beginning of Festival of Lost, I mean, I understand that it would have been neat, but there's obviously a reason why they're stretching it beyond Festival to give us something else to do in these weeks as we're waiting. Because we've already seen on the roadmap, Black Armory is in December. I mean, guys, we're already, this is November 5th. We got to be hearing about Black Armor soon, right? I mean, so
probably,
2 weeks out from this, probably either the TWAB this week or maybe next week. If not, the following week, we're going to be hearing about Black Armory. It's got to, I mean, it's a given. So
I'm
I think
assuming we're going to get some sort of big trailer for it. You know what I mean? Because because there's a lot of people, a lot of people were skeptical what Forsaken would do to Destiny 2. And safe to say, after it's been a smash hit right now, and I'm tooting Bungie's horn, they nailed it. They fixed Destiny 2 with, Forsaken. So now any naysayers, if they're having fun enjoying Forsaken, now would be the time to go and buy the annual pass to get, these new DLCs.
By the way, quick PSA. If anybody doesn't have Destiny 2 on PC.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You need to go and get it because
did you do it, K-Dub, finally?
Well, I'm going to do it.
Come
tomorrow.
on,
I have it on my I literally.
I told him to do it. He's like, nah. If I ever decide to play, I'll get it. I'm like, dude, it's free. Just
I know, absolutely.
Log in and hit give me, and that's it.
And the only reason that I'm kind of pounding this little hammer is because if cross save ever does become a thing, which it should, and you can get the game for free right now. You just saved yourself $60. So go get it on your PC, even if you have a little shitty PC. Excuse my French.
You saved yourself like $7 probably because it's super cheap on PC. But
you know what I'm saying? But
you can get it for free.
Even if you just go download it on your PC associated with your account, and then later on, if cross save becomes a thing, and you do want to make that transition to PC, which we have a lot of friends, and I have a PC sitting right next to me that I got literally to play Destiny on PC. But I can't because of all my clan, my friends, everybody that is on console. But then this would at least give me the option to just go, okay, wait a minute, I can just switch and go play on PC and have all my stuff. They have to do, I don't want cross-play, but they have to do cross-save. Have to. When that comes, that'll be amazing. But so the point is, go get it on PC right now. It's free.
Yep. And even just if you do have a PC that can run it, just log in and check it out because the game looks incredible on PC. It really does. 60 frames or uncapped frames. It's amazing.
Stunning.
All right, let's go ahead and thank our first sponsor, and that is Loot Gaming. Loot Gaming, is a monthly subscription box delivered direct to your door with exclusive pop culture, collectibles, apparel, and gear. Loot Gaming, they curate and design everything themselves, so you can't find these items anywhere else. No matter what you geek about, of course, Loot Gaming is for you. Now, if you remember Loot Gaming, they're the ones that put together that very sweet Destiny Loot Crate box that we gave away, actually, at GuardianCon. It came with that Ace of Spades coffee mug, that plushy shank. There was even a hoodie that was in there where you could slap on these Velcro patches for whatever class you were. So Hunter, Titan, Warlock, whatever you wanted to don, you could go ahead and do that. Remember, all the things they put in these boxes are exclusive to them, so you can only get those things out of this box. Well, this month's theme that's coming up is Blade. So they say victory comes at the edge of a blade. You can face your enemies with razor-sharp gear from God of War, The Elder Scrolls, Kingdom Hearts, and even Assassin's Creed. So this crate is going to sell out, so be sure to get your orders in. If you want to do so, you go to lootcrate.com/Guardian, use our code Guardian, and save yourself 30% off your order. Now, they've sold over 30 million of these crates, and every crate is guaranteed to have a t-shirt. You get over $60 in each crate for less than $29 a month. So you can't lose, especially if you use our promo code Guardian. Now, they offer 16 other amazing crates, including their classic, just the pop culture loot crate, to other gaming favorites like Fallout and Halo. And hopefully they'll be bringing back a Destiny crate soon. So again, all you got to do, go to lootcrate.com/Guardian, use our code Guardian, save yourself 30% off, and you can get the best surprises each month from the largest geek and gaming subscription company, Geek Out in Style, with Loot Crates. So I'll have all that down in the show notes if you want to use that promo code. We definitely recommend it. Loot Crate is awesome. And like I said, they've done the Destiny box before, and it wouldn't surprise me.
They'll do it again.
They're definitely going to do it again. But hey, Elder Scrolls and God of War in there. And actually, right now, I guess if you are a subscriber to Loot Crate, you're automatically entered in to get their epic drop, they're calling it. It's a special prize where looters win just by subscribing and being a looter. And this month, you get a PS4 Pro and a God of War bundle. So if you haven't played God of War, my opinion, it's one of two of my top games of the year. And one of those is not Red Dead. Spider-Man or God of War. So if you haven't played God of War, subscribe to Loot Crate, and you could possibly win that bundle. So, all right, guys, let's move on here to some Masterwork armor discussion that was in the TWAB this past week. And let's see, Ryan was there. He's a sandbox tester. Ryan Hammond was there. And here's what he had to say. He said, "Hello, everyone. Here's a brief rundown on how Masterworking your armor increases your damage resistance from both all incoming elemental damage from combatants and damage during your super." Because this was something that a lot of people have been wondering, like when we masterwork our armor, what how exactly how it's going to work. So there's 3 families of masterwork perks. There's the Arc, Solar, and the Void, and each perk has 5 tiers to it.
That's the part that that's the part that I didn't really understand. So, Sean, I know you did a video on this. Can you explain the 5 tiers?
It basically, the more you masterwork an armor, I think the more resistant it makes you, I think, or at least that's what I'm getting from this whole thing. Like it says, each tier bestows the following effects: plus 1% damage resistance against any combatant attack carrying that specific damage type, non-player attacks. Plus 1 damage resistance against any attack while the Guardian is in their super. But the overall is when you fully masterwork a piece of gear out, that just makes you resistant to anything with your super. But the key is with Masterwork armor, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't have any Masterwork armor because now that I'm finally getting the enhancement cores, which I can't stop saying. And
but the whole thing with accumulating to the 25 tiers and the whole, like, I'm confused with that stuff a little bit.
See, when you get a piece of gear or even weapons, sometimes it drops at tier 1, tier 3. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
curated or tier 10. You know, like for weapons or whatever. So I think, and I'm not an expert on this at all. I'm waiting for Fallout Plays to do a video on this, explaining it to scrubs like myself. But reading this here, you know, super damage resistance stacks regardless of family disparity. Right, so we know that already. But it's basically, look, wear the armor. I mean, like, are we really going to do this? I mean, look, now that we have random rolls back for armor, I'm carefully picking which armor I like, right? So I've got one. Okay, I've noticed all my characters hold more rockets than normal, which is cool, right? So I'm keeping those boots on. Am I going to really look at it and say, all right, that's not solar, or I need it to be void? No, that's just one extra thing. That's why, like, I mentioned in my, like, things that need to be changed is the resilience, recovery, mobility thing kind of messes with me right now because, you know, I'll get a piece of gear or a full armor set that I love all the perks, but then it makes my recovery 1 and my resilience 2 with 10 mobility. I don't want that, you know? I want the perks, but then I don't want my mobility, resilience, and recovery to be like that.
Yeah, well,
so,
what it is basically saying, Caleb, is because you were confused about the 25, is that basically each armor piece can have up to a 5 resistance to solar or to void or to arc, and because you wear 5 pieces of armor, you can basically say, when I go into a nightfall that has a void singe, I want to wear all my Masterwork void armor. It's just something else to chase. Now, really, is that really going to make a difference? Like, I think kind of what you're hinting at, Sean, is like, is there really anything in the game where you would need 25 tiers or, you know, 5 full pieces, which each one is 5 tier of, let's say, void protection? Are you ever really going to need that? Now, right now, no. Who's to say that may be something when it comes to a later raid layer that comes later this year? True. You may need it, right? You may be chasing somebody, chasing that. So that's something else to grind for. But Sean, I agree with you. It just puts another layer of, you know, something else to think about.
Customizing.
But that's what people have been asking for, right? People have been saying, I want to be able to customize myself. And this is a thing. But right now, it's I think the argument is like, what's the point of customizing it if it really doesn't matter, right?
I mean, I'm just going to take the gear. Eventually, when I get off Masterwork course, Masterwork the gear set that I like, and even if it is Arc 1, Solar here, Void here, you know, when we do Nightfalls, we always set up match game, and in most Nightfalls, you're going to run into some have Arc, you know, some are shooting Arc blasts at you, some are Void, some are Solar. So even if you have a mix match of gear, you're probably going to be in good shape. You know what I mean?
The only thing that's it's confusing too, where it's different when you're in your super versus when you're not. Because when you're in your super, it all stacks, which is kind of cool. But when you're not, it's just normal. So it's just, you know, there's so much maths involved.
But that's the RPG side, man. That's what you know we've been asking for the RPG.
I agree.
So just keep going through this. So each tier, it says, bestows the following effects. So you get plus 1% damage resistance against any combatant attack carrying the specified damage type. So not player attacks. But then you also get plus 1 damage resistance against any attack while the Guardian is in their super as well. Let's see, super damage resistance stacks regardless of family disparity. So for example,
this is a cool little example right here.
So here's an example. If a player has tier 12 arc and tier 3 void, they have a cumulative additional 15% damage resistance while in super, but only 12 to arc and 3 to void. So it's basically like, in the end, I think kind of like what Sean was kind of hinting at. It doesn't really matter if you kind of mix and match it, because really, you know, when it comes to your super, it's like, hey, just make sure you can get that 25 stack. Like, that's what you want. You want 5 on each. You're going to be totally tiered up. What's really going to be the issue is when are you going to come in those situations where then you're going to have your void set, your arc resistance set, your solar. Again, the only thing I can think of right now is maybe a Nightfall, but you don't really need it.
It's more for the hardcore, like someone like Datto or Fallout or someone that
Speed
really
runners, maybe.
Yeah, remember how we used to all chase? What was it, tier 10 or tier 12? What would it?
Tier 12.
You know, like this string. Was it a tier 12? It was 552. Yeah, tier 12. It was kind of like the people that we would all chase tier 12. This will just be another end game thing when you've gotten all the exotics, you've gotten all your max power level. Now it's time to customize my armor, which I'm slowly. Well, no, actually, I don't have any exotics, so I'm not getting to that point yet. I mean, I'm 600 power, but I don't have any exotics.
Now they did say too that it absolutely will make a huge difference as far as power level between you and another Guardian or you and another
True, yeah,
whatever
that's
type.
true, man. Yeah.
So yes, you have this damage resistance, which is going to help you, but if somebody's a 600 and you're a 520, you know what I mean? It's not going to really. You're going to get smoked, and you're not even going to hardly be able to do damage to them. Now they did say that they're at no point will you have 100% invulnerability to damage. That can't happen. But the difference between your levels will absolutely it's going to matter. So
well, I think it just would make up if you were each a level 600 and you were using a solar weapon and I had on 25, I was basically 25% more resistant to a solar weapon, and I'm shooting you and you're shooting me, I win. Statistically, if we both can land our shots perfectly. I mean, that's so when it comes to things like Iron Banner or hell, even I'm thinking like Mayhem. When it comes to Mayhem and, you're running around, everybody's running around with supers, this is a great way to maybe somehow defend yourself a little bit better, although we know the Night Stalker hunters are going to go in there and just ruin the whole thing like they always do, so it's going to be ruined anyway for everybody.
Whereas Mayhem has not been in the weekly playlist in 4 weeks.
I don't know, man. Bring Mayhem back.
Is it gone?
It's got to be coming back, right? Let's see a couple of things. Yeah, so the in-super damage resistance stacks multiplicatively with the innate damage.
Sorry, just so you know.
Great word.
That word, I was like, wait a minute. I was reading this when I was making the rundown, and I'm like, hang on. I had to say that 3 times. Say that word again.
Multiplicatively.
Oh, yeah.
He literally put multiplicatively in the twab.
I tapped that. I was going to read that one. I actually skipped that. I skipped that sentence when I did my video.
Yeah, it was actually going through my head. Do I actually read this on the air? Do I want to make a fool of myself? I don't know. He says, keep in mind that while your Masterwork super damage resistance stacks with the base damage resistance of your supers, you'll never be, like Gabe said, never going to be 100% invulnerable. And lastly, differences in power levels between the Guardian and the combatants, no matter how minor it may seem, play a large role in determining that incoming damage.
Large role. That's even,
damage with damage resistance, modifying that damage further. So exactly like we said, if you're somebody shooting you with that solar, and you're both basically shooting each other with solar, landing every single shot, but somebody has that higher resistance, they're gonna win every time. Caleb, what's this you got in here? The Harbinger's Echo exotic sparrow bug.
So there is a really cool exotic sparrow that, the what are the eggs called? There's 40 different eggs that you can go around and you got to shoot them.
The
and then
Ahamkara eggs?
Yes, the Ahamkara eggs. So there are 40 of those. And if you shoot all 40 of those, you're supposed to get the Harbinger's Echo exotic sparrow, which is like this taken eyes, really cool looking exotic sparrow. The bug that's going on with it is if you have to do them all on one character. If you've done some on your Titan and some on your Warlock and it's a bug, you're not going to get it when you get all 40.
That sucks.
So, yeah, well, they're going to fix it, obviously, but there have been people going through and doing it and trying to get this sparrow, and they've gotten all 40 and they didn't get the sparrow. So the bug is just, you need to do all 40 for right now. You need to do all 40 on one character, not one account, and then you'll get it until they do a hot fix and they fix it. So, but it's a really cool sparrow. It's like an instant freaking spawn. It's taken eyes looking. It's it's awesome. But there's a bug going on right now that they're working on, and they'll do a hot fix. But that's the deal with that one.
And what is up with scout rifles? I know they put in the TWAB that the 150 round per minute scout rifles are not firing at that fire rate. But man, I use the 180s, right? I use Nameless Midnight. I forget what some of my other favorites are. Scouts just, and maybe chat can help out with this. Scouts just still feel really weak, man. Oh, distant relation too, because I know. Okay, they just recently buffed them by 15%. What did they initially nerf them by accident by? Because if they nerf them, that's why I'm wondering if Chad could help us out. Because if they nerf them because remember they nerfed them by accident when they were fixing the explosive payload bug,
right? Yep.
If they nerfed it by 30%, then they buffed them by 15. We're still down 15% with scout rifles. So right now everything is pulse rifle, auto rifle, hand cannon. I want to go back to using. I have so many God roll scout rifles that I'm putting in my vault because when I try to use them in PvE, they just don't. They just don't have that damage anymore.
Scouts the scouts at a 150 RPM. The scouts should 3-shot headshot, and they don't.
Right, no, but I mean PVE. I mean, like,
I mean, right. I mean,
okay.
In PvP, they should be a 3-shot kill. So, and they're not. But you're right. They're not doing the kind of like, even like I used to love. I've said it a million times. I love to use scouts in Gambit because they're tanky enemies, but they just don't do enough damage. And you're absolutely right. So I've switched to whatever pulse that I'm using. But yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like they hit as hard as they should.
Yeah. Yes, Bubba, we are reading chat. Yeah. Reading the chat. Yes, Bubba.
We're reading it. Real quick here, guys, let's thank our next sponsor, and that is GamerGoo, our good friends over at GamerGoo. You know we love our GamerGoo. And if you have not tried this out, we highly recommend it. If you're not familiar with it, it is basically an antiperspirant for your hands. So when you're playing those sweaty Crucible matches or those sweaty Gambit matches, GamerGoo's got your back. You put this on before you get playing. It lasts up to 4 hours. It comes in 3 just great scents. You got cinnamon, you got your peppermint, you got your orange. I think cinnamon's probably our favorite K-Dub, right? That's what we always use. And honestly, it is cool. I mean, it is something we definitely use. So if you are interested in checking it out, go to gamergoo.com, use our code Guardian, get yourself 10% off your order. There's also a free trial over there, so you don't have to just take our word for it. You can actually try it for free for yourself. And if you do try it out, please tweet at us and put GamerGoo and us, Guardians of D, in there. Be sure to use the hashtag #YaGoinIt. Like many people have already done. We've had a lot of people trying it, and they are
that giveaway was so fun.
So gamergoo.com/Guardian. Use that, or gamergoo.com. Use promo code Guardian. Get yourself 10% off. And you can also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can also now order GamerGoo through Amazon and use your Prime and get free shipping. So that's another way to get it too. If you want free shipping on it, get it from there. So again, gamergoo.com. Check it out. We highly recommend it. One more thing in the TWAB here, guys, before we do move on. What do you think of the winners for the festival contest?
Those are really cool.
I love the one of, what is it, 6 Shaqs? It's all everybody wearing the Shaq's mask, and everybody has the same armor, kind of looking like it, man. I love it.
I really like the one that looked kind of like Zur. It was a dark shader with the bright eyes and with the not the candles, but the engrams behind them.
Yes.
That one was pretty cool.
Just like Zur.
Yeah,
the one in the that's in the dimension or void realm in Callus.
Oh, yeah, that was very cool. Yeah,
right. That's a really cool one. The guitar one was cool.
They were all great. I mean, all the chicken heads all together. Mm-hmm. The dancing one where they were all dancing to the same exact pose. They were all great. I mean, they won for a reason. They were awesome.
So definitely congrats to everybody who got in on that. You guys did a great job. And hopefully, again, this is something that they're just going to continue moving forward with that. Let's talk about GuardianCon, because we did have some news this week. GuardianCon dates have been announced, so if you have not been able to get to GuardianCon before, it is happening July 5th and 6th of 2019 in, like Caleb said, Orlando, Florida, at the Rosen Shingle Creek. And, kind of an interesting time, I think, for them to have it. Right after July 4th, so it's a big travel weekend for many people.
But is that going to be cheaper, I think, to get down there, right? Because it's after 4th of July, you think?
Well, anything in the summer, that's the reason they do GuardianCon in the summer in Florida, is because everything's cheaper in the summer in Florida.
Yeah.
It's 700 friggin' degrees down here. But, it's funny. I joked about this in our little private chat, but those guys, Broman and Goth, and they all go to Disney right after GuardianCon. So I'm like, well, this will be easier because okay, great. So now it's in Orlando.
Disney in July and August.
The only thing I will say is there are more hotels, right? So there's more lodging, there's more stuff that's available there than Tampa. Well, how the pricing is going to work, I don't know. The only thing about Orlando that I don't like, being a resident of Florida, is traffic sucks.
Oh, it's the worst, man.
So as long as it's all in a close knit area, similar to what we had this last year, that'll be fine. But yeah, don't try and do anything at anywhere between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Don't be on a road in Orlando. Just
go to if you go to guardiancon.co or .co, you can find all the details there. I know November 23rd is when tickets are going on sale. So if you're interested in going, that's the date you want to go on and get your tickets. I think they're doing one-day passes for $50 at the door, or you can get a weekend pass for $80. And they're doing the same thing like they've done before, where there's like a Premier Pass, a Premier Plus Pass. But check it out. We're going to be talking about it and coming up with our plans. But as it stands right now, we do definitely plan on going. And For me, the one cool thing is, well, number one, my son's birthday is July 4th, which at first kind of was like, oh man, that's gonna be just like a hurdle. We always do family stuff. But the minute I said it was in Orlando, and if you know anything about me and my family, we go to Orlando about 3 or 4 times a year. So my wife is like, sure, let's go. Me and the kids are going to Disney, and you do your thing. So I think it's going to be much easier for us to go this year for sure. So definitely looking forward to it. Let's see. One other thing here on the Bungie side of things, and this was actually tweeted out or put up on the site on Bungie.net just shortly before we went on the air. And that is that starting tomorrow, or by the time any of you hear this, it'll already be out, a brand new feature called the Temporal Surge is going to be available in the Eververse. And I guess the goal for this is a way for Guardians to get a limited opportunity to directly purchase items from past Bright Engrams. And it says, while future Temporal Surges may offer a variety of items, this particular version is going to focus on Year 1 emotes. So if you didn't get the sweeping emote, that's going to be in there. As well as some other ones that are going to be in there. And every emote is going to be, I guess, the rare ones are 200, the legendary are 500 silver, and the exotic are 1,000. So what do you guys think?
I like this because, it's similar to what's the thing where we can go into get our past weapons that we've purchased or gotten or whatever. It's similar to that, but there's a lot of new Guardians out there. So they weren't around to get those emotes, maybe. So this at least gives them, and this is all just cosmetic stuff. That's fine. So this at least gives them an opportunity to like, oh man, I love that. I've never even, a lot of these new people have never even seen those emotes, right? Yep. So cool. Let them go grab those things. And hey, I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah, I think there's two interesting things about it. Number one, it kind of now defeats the whole RNG aspect that they like when the sweeping first dropped. Really, the only way to get it was through RNG, right? It was either get it from that engram or spend the money to buy the engrams and then hopefully get it. Now, I guess you could also go in and say you could use Bright Dust because sometimes they would sell those things even on Eververse. But the idea to purchase them was kind of gone. But they're also saying, okay, well, maybe you did get the RNG and you got it during Year 1. You can still retain the fact that you got it on Year 1 because now they're all going to feature new versions, basically. So it's still the same emote. It's just going to be a different color. So you're going to be able to look at it and say, hey, your broom is different than my broom. That's because you got it Year 1. Right. I paid for mine. So like when Caleb got his Galahorn that he bought from Zur, when Zur finally sold the Galahorn again, there was no way to tell the difference because mine dropped for real, right? Like now you can go in and say, okay, you actually had it drop or you bought it in Year 1. You were a Guardian that was there from the beginning as opposed to now just buying it outright. But then it also gives people the options to say, hey, maybe there's an emote you see now. You don't feel like buying the engrams. It doesn't drop for you this season. 2 seasons from now, you're going to be able to probably just to purchase it outright. I think it's great. I think it's a good happy medium to have things out there.
Yeah, I think it's them kind of testing the waters. I think we can all agree on that. Everyone stopped complaining about Eververse as much. It was such a, my God, I mean, for months back in December last year, that's all Reddit was talking about. And
that's when they first introduced buying things. You know what I mean?
Well, here's how I like it right now. There's cool stuff to get by playing the game. Then there's some other cool stuff in those packages you can buy, like the Whisper of Worm ornaments. Remember, they would come with like an ornament in a package, or there's that one new silly dance that we see. And my friend, whenever we see someone doing
the
Gambit,
Iron Lord one, Sean, I always drop the
So look,
drop the axe.
I'm all for having a mix, right? Cool stuff you can play the game and get. Cool stuff, if you want to buy it, you can get. Yep. Should they be mixed and matched, meaning they should be everywhere? I don't really care about that. You know what I mean? Look, I like the way my Whisper of the Worm looks. I really didn't like those ornaments. But if you like it, you should be able to go buy that, So I think Eververse is at a really good place because there's a good loot pool to just get bright engrams from and get stuff. I mean, there's a lot of loot to get that's cosmetic stuff that's, kind of cool and all that stuff. I just bought the Hunter helmet from Eververse with Bright Dust. I think it looks awesome. Looks like a scuba mask, from, like one of those 1930s deep-sea diving masks or whatever. So having some cool loot. I like the fact that you have cool loot you can earn and cool loot you could just buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, what they say that Fortnite makes, 10 million a day?
Sean.
10 million a day on cosmetic bullshit.
Did you see what's coming out Friday? My son texted me from school. They're finally putting out NFL uniforms in Fortnite.
I don't follow Fortnite.
He texted me just saying, "Oh my God, on Friday I got to get the Panthers uniform." So yeah, so talking about them making millions of dollars, they're gonna make millions of dollars this Friday.
Yeah.
Which is
hey,
bananas.
one thing I want to bring up real quick before we go to the clan spotlight, and it's something that's been in chat, and it's something that I didn't put in the rundown, but I meant to, was about the Ursa Nurio. What's the hell's the name of it? Ursa Nuriosa.
I don't know.
Ursa, hang on. Furiosa. I'm losing my right. Usa. Ursa Furiosa. So they're gauntlets for the Titan. You can basically have infinite supers, even in the Crucible, especially in the Crucible, with these gauntlets as a defender Titan. So thank you. So Ursa Furiosa. So you have these. So what happens is.
Sorry,
I was going to point out, Sean scored. I did hear his microphone got a little bit crazy.
Sorry, chat.
The cable fell out of his mic, too. It happened to Kato, but we're doing... What is going on with cables and these microphones, guys?
I don't know.
Sorry, guys.
Somebody said Nerfiosa.
Sorry, chat.
Everybody wants this thing to be nerfed. So it doesn't need to be nerfed. Here's the thing. The Ursa Furiosas, if you have them on and you have a Defender Titan, you throw up a shield, and any damage that you take builds your super. So you can basically, your people are shooting, you have a shield up, they're shooting you, and it's just building your super up. You can then take your shield, take it down, throw your shield, kill whoever's in front of you, put your shield back up, take damage, blah, blah, blah. And then even when you die, then you come back and you immediately get another super back. So it's almost like an infinite super for Defender Titans with these gauntlets on. And the thing is that people are all saying you need to nerf them because everybody's getting these in 5, 6. I think Unknown Player did a video. He had like 7 supers in one PvP match. But the reality of it is, if you just don't shoot the guy and go the other way, it's a wasted super.
Yeah, he didn't do it. Yep.
So if you know how to play against that character, that situation, it's worthless. I mean, they may get one shield off and kill a couple of you, but if you don't shoot them and you just see them as you should when you see somebody pop their super, just run the other freaking way. Don't shoot them. Just run the other freaking way. It's a waste. So it's a really, really cool thing, especially with a lot of new people that, we have a lot of new Guardians that we've talked about, and you pop a super and you throw this shield up and they're just shooting you or throwing supers even or whatever. It builds really, really quick, and it can be really, really fun. And it's interesting because it's going to be neat to see how this works. Somebody said, "I'll imagine how it'd be in Mayhem." That'd be ridiculous. But how if now Iron Banner just passed, but if Iron Banner was coming like now, to see how that piece of armor with that super would work in Iron Banner would be interesting. In Mayhem, I can't even imagine. But it's a thing. I don't think it needs to be nerfed. I think it just people, if you go in against, noobs that don't know and they're shooting you, you're just going to take advantage. And, I think it's just one of those fun things that you can do, similar to like when we had laser tag. It's just one of those deals that it's not broken if you know what the heck you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, then you're going to get smoked. So it is what it is. So, but it's just a cool little interesting thing I want to talk about. Because it's a really neat thing. It's been a topic.
Dude, I actually had those drop this week.
Yeah.
So I finally have them. So I haven't even played around with that. But that's what I'm going to be doing this week, I think. I'm going to be jumping in and testing it out for sure.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on here to our clan spotlight, the part of the show where we spotlight a clan here on the show. So if you think your clan has what it takes and you're looking for some new members, here's a great way to do it. If you find the link in our show notes or over on the website, theguardiansofdestiny.com, you'll see a form. Go over there, fill it out, tell us about your clan, and you may be spotlighted here on the show. And if you're looking for a clan, here's a great clan for you to find. So, K-Dub, who do you have this week, man?
This one's on the Xbox One side, and it is Stole Your Glory Gaming. Easy for me to say. It says we are a group co-founded by 2 individuals with a combined total of over 10,000 hours in Destiny. We decided we were tired of other groups who claim to be active, but we're not. We are active. First and foremost, we are here to have fun playing a game we love. With that being said, we almost have someone on at all times within a few minutes of anybody that needs to come and jump on and help with any activity. We are well-rounded and participate in every PvE and PvP activity possible. If you have the same ideals, and this sounds like something you want to be a part of, join us today. As the clan founder and a leader of the group, I would say that what makes us unique from other groups is that we reach out to the new Guardians that are in need of help. We want all Guardians to be the best that they can be. We are currently at 75 members. We would love to grow to 100, the max. And maybe they'll spin off another one if they get to that. We ask that all members put in their 5,000 XP per week per character, have a mic, and be friendly to all members. Now, that's funny that they mentioned that. So that just gives you an idea of how active that they are. They're asking of their 75 members that all members put in their 5,000 XP per week. That's not that difficult to do, but they're asking you to be active and play. We're a pretty active group, looking to expand in both directions with PvP and PvE. The contact, this is a little bit confusing, but the contact is Bionic, easier for me to say, Bionic Sure Shot. Clan founder. You will be able to find this on Discord here shortly, and this group is growing and are needing other ways for all of our awesome Guardians to stay connected. So they're going to have a Discord. Look up on Discord Bionic Sure Shot, the clan founder on Discord, and you should be able to find them. And again, the clan name is Stole Your Glory Gaming. Look them up.
Sweet.
And again, we will have the link to the clan spotlight in our show notes, or you can find it over on our website. All right, guys, one final thing here before we move on to our emails. Let's thank our final sponsor here in the show, and that is, of course, On Air PC. You know we love Ryan and the crew over there, and if you're looking to stream yourself gaming on the internet, On Air PC is the way to do so. All you need to do is give them a call, 330-850-1525. They'll get on the phone with you. They'll talk to you about what game you want to play, how you want to stream it online, what service you want to use, whether it's Twitch or it's YouTube, OBS or whatever. And they will build the PC custom for you for your purposes. So like we've said before, a lot of people think you just go out to a website, you buy the most expensive PC on the website and think you're getting the best, you're getting the quality that's going to fit all your needs. It's not always the case. So Ryan and these guys can help you basically build the PC for you, for your needs. And not only that, they're going to build it, they're going to plan it for 24 hours, make sure that thing works. They're going to ship it off to you with a copy of Destiny 2 and Forsaken, so you're ready to start playing Destiny. If that's one of the games you want to play, you'll get it to your house, and then they'll get on the phone with you again and help you set up your stream so you can be going live on the internet. That's 330-850-1525. You can see that in the show notes. K-Dub, very soon, actually, you're getting one.
I want to add something to that.
For your son.
Yeah, so I was just talking to Ryan yesterday. He's actually, so my son, everybody knows that my son's gone through some traumatic stuff. He actually had brain surgery. He's done amazingly. He's fine. He's wonderful. He turns 16 tomorrow, and Ryan is sending him a computer. So I should get that this weekend, and I've spoken to Ryan, but he's sending him it's a PC that he can upgrade. It's not like some $3,000 computer, whatever. But it's just the thought that he's going to do that, and he actually built a PC at GuardianCon with Ryan.
He did, yeah.
Over at
awesome.
the DCP booth. The DCP booth had Ryan there doing stuff and building computers, and he built a PC with Ryan while he was there, and he was like amazed that he knew as much as he did. But he's literally sending my son a PC for his birthday. So these are really, really good people. And if you guys want to get a PC and something that you're not going to be taken advantage of, and you're going to get the best deal possible.
Yep.
Call On Air PC.
No better way to do it. Trust me. 330-850-1525. Call them today. And again, you can find that link in the show notes. All right, let's move on here to our final segment, the part of the show where we give you a voice that we call Messages from the City. Don't forget you can email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com, just like Spectrum74 did. And he says, eyes up, Guardians. Great show as always, and thank you for giving up your free time to make the #1 Destiny 2 podcast, which makes my weekly commute an enjoyable one. Well, thank you, Spectrum. He says, I have a few suggestions for the end game and keen to hear your thoughts. Number 1, sharing loot. He says, you may be aware that in the Division, you can share loot within the fire team post-activity for a finite period of time. Do you think this would work well in Destiny 2? Imagine the reaction dropping your second 1,000 voices onto the floor to make another Guardian's Day. 3 of Coins version 2, forever $5.99, not anymore. What do you think about a revised 3 of Coins returning, which adds weight to particular legendary drops? You have an increased chance of getting an earmarked piece of elusive gear or weapon type. And then Gunsmith Grinding. What do you do with your 10th Better Devils? Trade all 10 of them in and get something worthwhile. Imagine if you could hand over a specified number of weapons in order to get curated roll in return, or the ability to re-roll 1 perk. This would make a change from instant dismantling of unwanted duplicates with poor rolls, just for yet more legendary shards. Thanks again, Spectrum. So, Spectrum 74.
Sean, you go first. Yeah.
Is Bungie hiring? Seriously. This guy's idea, Spectrum. You got some really good ideas. Yep. Starting with the loot sharing, I mean, I was a huge Division fan. If you were an early adopter of my channel, I used to stream it every night and make a ton of videos on it. And you will see Division 2 content on this channel. But that was one of the cool things we loved, was we would do the daily story missions or whatever it was, or we would do the raid. I forget what they even called them at this point. The raids? I don't know what they were. No, incursions.
Incursions,
right?
That's what it was, yeah.
Or we'd go into the dark zone, waste some scrubs and take their loot and then come back in. And then we'd all start going, all right, I got this, but I don't really need it. Do you need a sniper? I need one. This one's got this. You know what? I already got a better sniper. Drops it on the floor. Then someone else, could kind of pick it up. I don't really think Destiny 2 is in a state right now that would be really beneficial, because I feel like there's not enough perks or loot in the game. But if we approach, let's say, like year 3, where there's tons more weapons, tons more perks, or take it a step further in Destiny 3, if they go like those leaks were saying, if they go more of the RPG, whatever that Anon dude was saying, hey, have loot sharing at the end of activities and stuff like that. Loves those ideas.
Well, I think that it was implemented real well in the Division 2, because I mean the biggest issue is you don't want what you see in some other MMOs in that just have straight up trading, where then suddenly you have these aftermarket things pop up online where people are selling weapons for real world money for 10 grand or whatever it is. Where when you make it, hey, you got to be in the same fire team, and it's only for a certain amount of time. It's a perfect way to do it. It's just.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And the funny thing is, too, I would even, as much as Bungie pushes clans and clan activity and teaming up, that they could even go, where maybe you have more time to share if you're in a clan or if you're with a group, or there could be some other incentive for the loot sharing at the end of a strike or at the end of a raid or an end of a whatever, if you're with a clanmate or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could do levels of this. So it could be maybe at the end of a strike you have 3 minutes whatever with randos, you have 6 minutes with clanmates, you have whatever it is, but it absolutely needs to be timed. It can't leave the that specific encounter. We should, but absolutely, like I think somebody put us in the email about, you get your 10th Better Devils, like, and you've got Outlaw and Kill Clip or Outlaw and Rampage or whatever you want on whatever gun you want. I don't need this gun. Does anybody else want this gun that's in my fire team? You should absolutely be able to offer that up, I think.
It would be funny if let's say you have your I'm just making an example. Let's say you have your perfect Tiger Spite, Tier 10 Masterwork, and then you got a second one again. And then you go to the tower, you go to the balcony, you drop it, and it lands in the middle of the tower by the belly. Everyone looking around. No, I'm saying, but then someone has to pick up the Tiger Spite if they want to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll have a little thing. It'll have the icon with the little perks in it. Kill Clip and Outlaw, right? And also, you just see Guardians, everyone's running trying to grab the Tiger Spite or whatever.
Or maybe you can only do that on the farm, Sean, and that gives a purpose to the friggin' farm. Like, just go hang out on the farm and drop weapons.
Yeah.
Cripes. Farm,
go in
nothing
and check
happens at the farm.
See who, you know what? Go or like stuff you dismantle or something like that. Certain weapons that you dismantle automatically get thrown to the farm where the soccer field is. So that gives you reason to go in and check in the farm.
And Guardians fighting over it.
Yeah,
wading through all of the friggin' guns and stuff.
I'm just picturing like Borderlands. You ever see like in Borderlands where it's just loot friggin' all over the place?
Right.
It's awesome. I love his idea for 3 of Coins, because I think this is cool. We have the collections. How cool would it be is if you could go into your collections, see an item that you want or need. You can go in there, see where it comes from, tag it, and then pop your 3 of coins and go run that activity or whatever. And you have an
It gives you a greater chance of
drop.
getting that item. Yes, I
That's a
love
good
that.
idea.
I love it.
Love
Like
that
that
idea.
would be fantastic to kind of then throw the 3 of coins concept to even legendaries and not just all these exotics dropping.
Yeah. Love that idea.
What do you think of the gunsmith too? I mean, that's him basically saying, like you say, Kato, the 10th better devils. You don't need that. Just trade all your 10 of them in to possibly get a better.
Well, this goes to
yeah.
roles, and this is the kind of the thing that, like, look, we've kind of, I don't want to say complained, but we've said, look, there's maybe 2 or 3 perks that you want on every gun. You want outlaw, you want rampage, or you want kill clip. It's really kind of it. Maybe you want to increase your magazine, and then there's, mods you can put on there to help your recoil. But the whole that system of those perks have kind of been, we're limited to 3 or 4 that we like, right? Depending on the weapon. There need to be better, I don't say better, more perks that are more meaningful that will make us go, I need to find a gun with that roll. I need to find a gun with that mod, or not mod, but that perk. So at this point, there's only really 3 or 4, for normal, like either a primary or a secondary weapon that you want. I mean, with heavy, there's some other stuff that you want to get, but with primary and secondary weapons, you really pretty much want 3 perks. That's it.
Yeah.
We need more perks, man. We need more perks.
More meaningful perks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the right way to say it. Let's see, we got one more email. This one comes to us from DJ Train 31. He says, "Hey guys, really enjoy your content each week. Just had a thought that would be good for the new Refer a Friend promotion. It would be great also if the Bungie websites would have sponsors that if we didn't have a friend to invite or recruit and wanted to help and get the rewards, we could apply for someone to be attached with you to claim the reward. I think that would be an easy fix for Bungie to do. Makes it easier for someone like myself who's always willing to help anyone who needs it. Thanks, DJ Train 31. I mean, right now, the only way to do it, I guess, was just you got to put a post up, right? And Bungie.net.
Yeah.
And of course, it's just going to get buried in all the threads. I don't use the BNet forums anymore. Like early on with Destiny, I did, or back in the Halo days, I was all over them. Is there a spot for just like an LF? I guess they have the Find Fire Team part of the app, or it is part of the Bungie.net. But I think, is there just a part in the community of people saying like, hey, I want to help Guardians, help Guardians. I guess you would almost have to use an LFG site, or maybe if one of the LFG sites put up something like he's saying, like, hey, you want my Refer a Friend? Here's a whole forum of people wanting to give up their Refer a Friends. Like,
I mean, let's be frank, our brand new people to the franchise on Bungie.net or on the Reddit forums, they just get the disc, they pop it in, God, I sound like it's 2016 or 2015. they download Destiny and they get Forsaken and they start playing, and then they get harassed. Well, not harassed. They get messaged at the farm or at the tower that they're level 20 or 15 or something like that. Like, hey, you want to do some things together and something like that? I think that's really how people find people to do the Refer a Friend quest.
Which is kind of creepy as it is.
It is creepy.
I think that there should be. They went to great lengths to do the thing with what was it that they were doing with the raid with the what is it called? Guided games, right? Yeah. So they went to great lengths. I mean, they put a lot of money into that with guided games. There should be a guided games for like new Guardians. And then you go in there and you go, hey, I'm here to help you. And if you help new Guardians go through, you get the Refer a Friend bonuses instead of just, great, you helped us sell our game by bringing somebody to us. Instead of being bring somebody else to buy our stuff, let me help you help them really enjoy the game. Yeah. And that's going to not only bring more people to enjoy that. Oh, this is a community game. Oh, this is a clan game. Oh, all these things. There should be a thing for anybody that's new to go into and say, hey, there are people here willing to help you go through and learn this game. And you could do like a guided games for newer Guardians. That's the route I think they should go down.
That's a win-win situation for everybody, because if you're brand new, you're going to learn the game. It's in the game so you could find something. It's a win-win for Bungie and Activision, because if you think about it, if they just got the game, they want to test it out. They don't have Forsaken or anything like that. And then they have someone that's experienced that obviously wants to refer a friend rewards and will take them through what they think is probably the best content of the game, or can find out by asking them, hey, do you like PvP? Do you like PvE? What do you think about playing with 5 other people, like doing a raid? Now this person, they get into the game. They go and buy the annual pass. Then they say to their other friends that are on PS4, hey guys, I found this new game, Destiny 2. It's better. I never knew what Destiny 1 was, but I like Destiny 2. You know what I mean? Like, it's a win-win for everybody, I think. That's a great idea.
I mean, even call it a chaperone or something, whatever it is. But there should be a thing like a guided games type situation for newer Guardians.
Idea, Kay,
and then everybody gets bonused. You know what I mean?
Have you guys seen what the quest is? The quest steps for refer a friend? What you have to do?
No. Oh, it's like a strike, right?
Well, here's what it is. You got to do a story mission with the person, 3 public events, 3 crucible matches. It says reach level 50 and then return to the tower to talk with Hawthorne. So I'm assuming that's the new person has to reach 50. Win a Gambit match and then complete a weekly Nightfall strike. So pretty lengthy. I mean, it's not, from what I remember,
50s is going to be a grind.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last one I did it with our listener there with Destiny 1. I think it only took us like 2 or 3 hours, whatever it was. It didn't take that long. This seems like it might be a little bit longer, especially the reach level 50. It's going to take a little bit, right, for someone that's coming fresh out the gate. Now, part of this also is just buying Forsaken. So it could even, if somebody is going fresh into Destiny 2, it's going to take it longer, of course. But if they're just coming into Forsaken, not so long, right? I mean, just a few hours, pop on one of the boons and go run some public events. You'll hit 50 pretty quick. But all right, well, let's wrap it up there, guys. That's it for us this week. Everybody is always here. Thank you for joining us. Sean's off to Miami this week on vacation.
Tomorrow, guys, is week 3 of the curse, so I'll have a reset video for you guys. I'll hopefully have a Thunderlord quest video guide if it's a little more intricate than collecting a few pages of a journal. And then
Shawnee, if you were going one more week later, I would drive over there and meet with you. But I got too much crap going on there. But after the 15th, I'm like, I've got a bunch of free time. Yeah. I would have driven over to Miami. It's 2.5 hours away, bro.
I was debating doing my Zer video from the hotel, too. I was thinking of recording all the locations he's actually at, having it on my MacBook, and then just using Destiny Item Manager to go over the roles. I'm like, you know what? I'm on vacation, man. I don't want to do it.
Just enjoy it, Sean. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week, guys, we'll see what that next step is. So we'll be back next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/Mesa Sean. So thanks again, everybody live in the chat. If you want to be here next week, join us. Again, email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com. You can follow us on Twitter at GuardiansMD. Big thanks again to our sponsors, Luke Gaming, On Air PC, and GamerGoo. You can find links to them in our show notes, as well as all the promo codes and the phone number to call, all that good stuff. So everybody, thank you again, as always, for making us a part of your week. However you're tuning in, whether it's through Podbean, through iTunes, through YouTube, or your podcast service of choice, thank you so much. And with that, we'll catch you next week.
Later.
Jeffrey Adams, your legend.
Thank you, Jeffrey Adams. That's the usual. Thank you, Jeffrey.
I got a hairball in there.
Thanks, everybody in chat, for hanging out. Thanks, all the sponsors and mods. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, not too much to report, but we could always make a show out of it.
I know.
As long as we're talking Destiny 2, we could always make a show out of it.
We can just sit here and talk to Chad for an hour and a half.
I know,
right? We should just do one night. You know what? If it's a really light news week, just do it literally. Talk to chat and just say, this night, we're literally going to do a Q&A, ask Mesa, K-Dub, and Mark. And it's literally just we talk to you guys for an hour. Something like that. You know what I mean?
It's basically like our panel, our GuardianCon panel, just we're doing it on Twitch.
Yeah, we do it on YouTube,
Or YouTube, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, stream. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Guys, thanks for hanging out, guys. You guys are awesome.
We'll be back next week. Later.